Local rideshare driver, you could say drivers, frustrated by passengers who don't follow COVID requirements. Rideshare services like Uber and Lyft have COVID-19 policies in place for drivers and passengers. And here's the big problem. The driver has to check in, take a photograph, otherwise he or she can't go online. They know. It's their car, their responsibility. Now you have to monitor who goes in and out of your car and make sure that they are compliant, that they are wearing the mask. So the problem begins when, you have multiple people getting into the car. Firstly, you can't take those 4. You can only take 3 now. So usually scuffles or arguments break out right there and then. One of the 3 might not be wearing a mask. Then you have to play the bad cop. And, that can lead to other problems, right? They could lead to fights. That could lead to assaults because some people are adamant, I will not wear a mask. The bottom line is you don't wear a mask, you don't get into our car. The big problem is we have to police this. Uber and Lyft and others are not policing it enough. And when I say not policing it enough, what I mean is they are not repeating the message, making it known to the passenger, to the rider, hey, if you break these laws, these mask laws, if you get into the car without a mask and you get reported, we will deactivate your account. You have to make it crystal clear and you have to remind them again and again and again. Sadly, they are not doing that. They don't want to alienate that rider in any way. The job now falls on us, right? No mask, no service in our car. And we have seen that many of these incidences, when there's a fight between, I'm not going to wear my mask, you have to wear your mask, you cannot go on a ride unless you're wearing the mask, things escalate, right? So you're in the right to cancel. You're in the right to cancel that trip right there and then if they're not complying, if they resist or they've given you trouble, right? Depends now how they spin it to the company. Do they file a complaint? Although you were in the right. And then again, you have the next issue you have to now start defending your case. Sad thing is they will let the driver go like that if they can prove there's no mask, but the rider and the passenger always get the pass. It's wrong. So College Station, Texas, this is about a story about an individual driver. COVID-19 guidelines mandated by the state leave business owners the task of making sure employees and customers are in compliance. When someone violates these orders, local leaders say not much can be done due to the lack of resources, due to the lack of people policing this, right? We didn't design our society around these rules. We didn't design our law enforcement to be able to just have hundreds of extra people just sitting around to enforce the governor's orders, said Brian Mayer, Andrew Nelson. It's certainly an issue, but the country doesn't have the staff to be able to enforce the mask policy or the restaurant capacity or that sort of thing, said Brazos County Judge Duane Peters. Mayor Carl Mooney says they have the same staffing problem in College Station. Despite rules being in place, Uber drivers like Estefan Ramos say it's hard being made the bad guy. And that's what I was referring to early on. We sadly have to play the bad guy here. One of the biggest problems is having passengers not want to wear their masks. Also, instead of 4 passengers, we only allow 3 for UberX and XL rides. SUVs can only allow 5 passengers, not your standard 7, said Ramos. Still, Ramos says in order to keep his job and follow the rules, he has to turn away customers. I follow the policy because you can be deactivated. Also, you should be doing the right thing and having people follow the rules. That way you don't spread the virus around, said Ramos. And he's 150% correct, right, with that attitude. Local leaders say they feel the majority take COVID-19 seriously and are enforcing or following the guidelines on their own. And that is true. Certainly the drivers, but most riders to the large extent take it serious and follow the rules. But you will always get these few arseholes that say, no, I don't have to comply. Right there and then, we have an issue, we have a problem and a potential escalation. I think we're doing a reasonable job of enforcing it. I think our citizens are doing a reasonable job of sending in complaints to us if they feel that there are some flagrant violators, said Nelson. Overall, I'm proud of our citizens for by and large managing this and doing what people are asking them to do. Ramos says when it comes to rideshare, he hopes people just do what they're supposed to do. Sadly, Mr. Ramos, that's not always the case, okay? Drivers can be deactivated for not following the rules, and also the passengers can be deactivated as well. So everybody should do their part to report those who aren't following the rules. If you have any issue with any rider and you're getting crazy resistance which could escalate, stop the trip and report it. Just say there were 3 passengers, person so-and-so in the blue shirt or whatever, or the person that ordered the trip was not wearing a mask. I had to refuse the drive. There's no way, if you get that on file, if you get that on the record and you're sending it to them, there's no way they can deactivate you. You would win hands down in front of the law every single time. Now, huge shout out to my sponsor. I see a little message down at the bottom. It says Mike and Karen Pence are homeless. Ex-second couple are couch surfing in Indiana. Interesting. I did not know that. Now, COVA gig protection plan starts at $7 a month. With my link beneath the video, you get 1 month free. You could try it out. Have a look at all the benefits and perks you need. They're all in this membership. 24/7 health service, automatic mileage tracking, paid time off, legal protection. Now, going back to that story, like that mask story, that could potentially lead, if it's worded the wrong way or if a fraudulent claim is made by the rider, one of these companies here could wrongfully terminate you. Oh, the driver didn't, they weren't wearing a mask, now they turned it around. The driver was just refused. He wore the mask and he took the mask off. Boom, they deactivate you. Well, you have the footage, you have the evidence, right? You now get the legal protection from Legal Rideshare in Chicago. They defend you on this case and get you back in behind the wheel. And then you obviously have a case against Uber or Lyft for loss of earnings. I've shown that how to go after those monies in many small claims court videos that I've made. But this is a fantastic package, folks. I mean, literally 1 or 2 extra trips per month and you've paid for this and you're protected on multiple levels. Do it. Don't hesitate, right? You've got to have your auto insurance. You've got to have your health insurance. And you've got to make sure you have a gig protection plan in this business. COVA is the best. Now, please, I am really, really eager to hear your feedback on this whole mask issue. In general, have people been good? Have people been following? Or have you encountered any problems along the way? I wish you well. Again, this is what it's about, my friends. Let's get COVID down, disinfect your cars, make 100% sure those riders are complying, or cancel the trip and write the report to cover your ass, okay? Have a wonderful day. Stay safe.